Welcome back, everybody. My name's Nicholas, and this is Investing Against the Grain. Now, I had a whole nother episode planned for today. I was actually in the process of editing it last night when this bombshell dropped. Okay, Elon Musk just had a all-hands meeting with 85,000 plus employees of Tesla. Okay, so we were able to get some live stream tweeting about what was discussed and what was talked about. So I thought it would be the smartest thing to stop what I was doing and go ahead and make this video. So I'm actually coming to you right after I just got back from the gym. And so this is kind of an impromptu video. So we'll just see how it goes. But I thought there's some really important things that were talked about, especially for investors. So, I just want to go ahead and get into it. All right. Before I do that though, help us out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. And without further ado, let's jump into this. So again, last night we got this, tweet storm coming out from Sawyer Merritt, and I'll just go ahead and start it off here. Sawyer tweets, "I was told by a few sources that Elon's holding a Tesla all-hands meeting as we speak. I'll let you know if anything interesting is shared." So right off the bat, when this came out, it was, red flags are going up, ears are ringing. It's like, okay, everybody be on alert. Something cool might happen here. So then Sawyer goes on to say, "I'm just going to live tweet it. Here are a few things Elon has said so far." So first, Gigafactory Berlin, October approval. So Elon is still anticipating approval to get Giga Berlin up and running this October. Okay, that would be major news. That is part of the predictions I've made recently. So very exciting stuff there. Then he also said Tesla is going to spell Tesla on the Gigafactory Austin roof. So as many of you may know, some of you may not, Giga Texas is right by the Austin airport. So the idea is as flights come in, it's going to be something that nobody can miss. It'll say Tesla right on top of Gigafactory Texas or Austin, whatever you want to call it. So that's pretty cool. And you can see here for landing on airport nearby. Okay, so then Sawyer goes on to say he's praising the Tesla team for their hard work. So we know Elon does that frequently. One of the many things we love about him. And then, okay, so here's some of the stuff that really caught my eye. Quote, "FSD 10 is quite profound. A revelation. Is the future. Version 10 next week and button requests 2 weeks after that," Elon said. So to me, that is a major deal, okay? He's talking about how version 10 is a revelation, and it's so good that 2 weeks later, with the 2000 beta testers, they'll have it, and this way we can get some bug fixes or any anomalies, right? We just want to do a kind of a test before we go to mass production or mass scale. So in order to do that, they must have a very high confidence of this version. I haven't released my video as far as Tesla AI Day, but if you guys watched it, they talked about all of the different hydro heads that they use within the neural nets. And so this, again, goes back to supporting my initial thesis that Tesla isn't putting out the full FSD complete version every single time they have a release. I think they're iterating on individual parts of the heads, and then they're putting that out, testing that, iterating, etc. So I think version 10 will have a retrained neural net that includes all of these trained heads and one full stack, and that's what they're going to push out. That's what they're ready to, I think essentially say, we've done it. We're going to go wide release to the public with FSD. So very exciting there. Let's see, what else? Okay, so then he goes on to say, Elon said Tesla is considering Model 2 not having steering wheel and pedals and just roll the dice on FSD. Again, this is another mention of the Model 2, right? This is the cheapest version that Tesla will make, the most cost-effective vehicle for mass production, right? This would get them into a even larger TAM, a larger total addressable market, just hitting a new echelon, more consumers possible here. But what's even more impactful is that this just goes ahead and cements the fact that he really believes FSD 10 may be what level 5 is. He's talking about no steering wheel. He's talking about no pedals. Okay, that's a very high conviction for where FSD stands currently. And again, why I keep saying I think FSD is coming out at the end of this year. I think it'll be, complete. I'm not saying that it won't be called beta, but I think the masses will be able to have full self-driving in a beta or some way, some shape or form. Obviously, you have to go through regulation approval to be considered level 5 and things of that nature. But the point is, it'll be done. It'll be out. The public will have it, which means that Tesla can get it even better than what it will be because they'll have so much more data coming back home. Okay, so then also just the fact that they're mentioning the Model 2, right? This is exciting. Okay, I think there's a lot of people who think that it might already be complete or in testing mode in Shanghai. I don't know how much I believe that, but there are definitely some rumors and some, smoke signs, if you will, smoke signals that point towards this. So we could see Model 2 maybe being announced this year or potentially early next year. So this was interesting. Tesla won't call the $25,000 model the Model 2. Only did the Model 3 because Ford had Model E trademark, so we just did Model 3 to troll them. First of all, I love that Elon's so just transparent that they were just trying to troll Ford, and that hit so much so that it led to the name Model 3. But also, if you guys recall, whenever Ford threatened to sue Tesla if they used the Model E moniker as their name, Ford threatened to sue them. Elon came back and said, okay, well, now you all know Ford's the one that killed sexy. So I thought that was pretty funny. But so this is cool, though. This tells us that it won't be called the Model 2, which I'm happy about because I thought that was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of lame. I think Tesla can do better than that. We understood the S, the 3, the X, the Y for sexy. We get that. We have the Cybertruck, right? That's pretty badass on its own. We understand the Roadster. But hopefully this Model 2, this $25,000 vehicle has a more of a, I don't know, thought-provoking or just a cooler name than just Model 2. And it sounds like that's what's going to happen. Okay, so moving on. Open charging networks very soon, starting maybe next month using Tesla app. It will start in Europe. So I think this is profound. Okay, so right now we all know that Tesla has the largest supercharging stations in the world. They have the most. It's not even close. I mean, they are just forging the way forward, okay? And they're doing it on their own. This is an individual company. Now, think about this. Imagine if one company dominated all the gas stations in the world, okay? Dominated all of them. What would that look like, all right? At least from a profitability perspective. That is potentially what's going to happen here. Yes, there are other supercharging stations. Yes, there are other companies trying to come out with this, but they all suck. Like, there's no other way around it. Go look it up on YouTube. Don't believe me for it. My neighbor, he spent over an hour on, I think it was Mother's Day, when we were out at this hotel. We were at the pool there and everything. And he spent about an hour just trying to figure out how to get his vehicle charging. Okay, that's not intuitive. That's not the Tesla way. People will choose to use Tesla superchargers over anything else. So if they open it up to the public, this could be a monopoly for Tesla. It really could. So that's something else to keep an eye out, not just for the dominance, but also the potential profitability that comes with it. Okay, so then he goes on to say the Cybertruck has been delayed to late 2022. Production is starting late 2022 and volume production 2023. I think we all knew this. I mean, this is pretty indicative in the last earnings call. So I don't think there's a really big surprise there. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how the reason for this is the delay of the 4680 battery. I'm not sure that's quite true. I mean, sure, that might have some impact in it, but understand that right now Ford is down. Right now GM is down, right? They're halting production because they don't have enough chips for their vehicles. So what would make the most sense for Tesla with efficiency on the chips that they have and that they're going to get in the future? Would it be to put them into the Cybertruck, something that will arguably take more chips and have less volume as far as vehicles being able to be sold? Or would it be more efficient to get Model Ys and 3s out there, right? I think that's a pretty self-explanatory decision with that. Now, again, I do think 4680 is a factor here, but I also think it's about being smart with the chips we have, okay? With whatever is your choke point, right? In this case, the chips are the current choke point. we want to maximize efficiency with that. Okay, we don't want to sit there and hinder ourselves. So I think that's a very important thing to note. Okay, so this next part is confusing, exciting, hard to differentiate, and amazing for those of us who want to speculate. So apparently Elon had said that he is expecting to grow by a factor of 10 at least. A factor of 10 at least. Grow by a factor. What does that mean? Does that mean car production? Does that mean battery production? Does that mean stock price? What does that mean? If it means stock price, that means we're looking at $7,350 a share. If it means vehicle-wise, that means about 10 million vehicles. And then also, what do we mean? Like, what's the time range on this, right? In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? You know, that's an interesting thought. Where is that? So then Elon is maybe going to Mars in about 10 years, he said. So, you know, gotta love it. Love seeing that Elon is planning on going to Mars. Can't blame him. You know, everything he does right now is about making us a multiplanetary species. So, you know, I'm not sure if this will actually come to fruition in 10 years. You know, maybe in 15 years. You know, I think, you know, these timelines, to predict something in 10 years is very hard. You know, to predict something 1 year from now is very difficult. So, you know, I would put a buffer on this. But, you know, it's pretty exciting that, you know, Elon wants to do it. You know, you have people like Jeff Bezos who are talking about just making it to the summit, to orbit, you know, just outside of the Earth's atmosphere. And here's Elon talking about, all right, I'll go to Mars though, you know, a whole nother planet. I think that's pretty wild. Okay, so almost done here. Robo-van in the future to address people with disabilities. So this is pretty interesting. I think this is one of the reasons why Tesla is looking at potentially creating another gigafactory in India. Okay, we've heard a lot of talks about India. India does not make sense for Model S. Doesn't make sense for Model X, Model Y, Model 3, the Roadster, or Cybertruck. Even for the 25,000, not going to be called Model 2 vehicle that isn't out yet, doesn't make sense for that. The average vehicle sold in India is about $10,000 on the high end. Okay, so there isn't a market for Tesla there. Okay, it's just a poor country. They're a very populous country, but it's a very poor country. However, getting into the business of creating vans, which, you know, yes, they're talking about people with disabilities here, but if you're making a van for people with disabilities, thoughts are you could also make a van that can hold mass amount of people. And in very impoverished countries, you see lots of mass transport. Okay, you see lots of people packed into vans and buses, and that's how they get around. Okay, so this could make a lot of sense for Tesla to create a gigafactory in India for things like vans and buses, but also for solar panels and for supercharging stations, right? To develop all the superchargers and then, you know, get them out there all across the world. So a gigafactory in India could make a lot of sense from that perspective. You know, other products that we just aren't aware of. Sometimes we think short term and we think about the now with the S, the X, the Y, the 3, the Cybertruck, the Roadster, and the future not to be called Model 2 a vehicle. But Tesla has other plans too, right? They have other pipeline, other initiatives they're thinking about, and that's where India can make a lot of sense. Okay, so that was pretty much the end of the call. And then Sawyer just had one last tweet saying, I want to retract part of the Cybertruck statement. The Cybertruck isn't delayed. The Cybertruck just has more definitive timeline. Tesla stated weeks ago that the Cybertruck prod had been moved to 2022. Elon confirmed that. Makes sense that volume period would be in 2023. It's a new vehicle technology. Couldn't agree more. I think we already touched on that, but I don't think any of this is news. I think we knew this. They already alluded to it in the last earnings call, so no surprise here. Anyways, very exciting stuff here. High confidence in full self-driving. High confidence in making vehicles without steering wheels or pedals. High confidence in at least growing 10 times. Okay, whatever that means, it doesn't matter. All it means for us to understand is that Tesla is going to scale up by order of magnitude, at the minimum, at least. These are things to be excited about. Okay, so Again, I just jumped on this morning just to, talk about this. Like I said, I had another video planned. It's pretty much edited already. I might just save that for Monday, or maybe I'll just release it tomorrow. But either way, I thought this was more important, more pressing, and more timely. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I hope you agree with my perspective. If you don't, drop a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Always happy to have a discussion and just theorize about what these things mean. And let me know what you think about the, growing by at least 10, right? By order of magnitude. What do you think he meant by that? All right, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.